All right, guys, welcome back to the Hold the Phone podcast. This is episode 3. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, another day in paradise.
So I guess we can
Ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl. It's actually the Saturday before the Super Bowl. So I guess we'll jump right into the Super Bowl, which is the Los Angeles Rams versus the New England Patriots tomorrow in Atlanta. What are your opening thoughts about the Super Bowl this year?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think Tom Brady is going to walk away with his 6th. I would honestly be really surprised if the Rams kept it close. I think the Patriots might run away with this. I mean, the Rams just have the Patriots who have absolutely all the experience. I see Tom Brady running away with this one. What about you, Alex?
That's actually funny because up until probably this morning, I thought the Patriots are going to blow the Rams out. And then I, for some reason, just have a very funny feeling that the Rams might pull this one out. I think Donald and Sue and Dante Fowler and them guys might just get to Brady enough that they can keep him in it. I do think that one big thing is that Todd Gurley is going to have a crazy game for the Rams to win. But I don't know. I just think he's going to do it. He's not on any injury reports or anything. I don't know. I just have a strong feeling the Rams are going to pull one out.
Well, I mean, Gurley hasn't been on the injury report for the last few weeks, and he hasn't really showed up. I mean, he showed up against Dallas, but he was almost silent against the Saints. But I mean, they still pulled that out. I think you're right, though. I think Gurley's got to have a big game, and C.J. Anderson's got to have a big game. I think they've got to do double trouble like they have been trying to do.
Yeah, probably. And then again, that defensive line of Sue and Donald are gonna have to find some way to get pressure on Brady. It doesn't necessarily have to be sacks, but like they need to be able to rush him and make him get out of the pocket and stuff like that.
What the Chargers couldn't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, in my mind, they have an equivalently dominant defensive line, if not better, than Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. They're going to have to get to him. I think you hit the nail on the head. They're going to have to be able to either get to them, sack him, pressure him, close the pocket, whatever. They have to. He's got to feel pressure because if you let him sit there and throw it, game over.
Yeah, I think Sue has to do a good job of controlling Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel, and James White, and then just let Donald try and get to Brady, fluster him.
He's a freak.
Yeah, so I'm guessing.
Well, I know there's.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I know a lot of people are on retirement watch, whether it's Brady or Devin McCourty. Honestly, both the McCourty brothers. Gronkowski has been getting a lot of talk about retirement, and honestly, people that we aren't really thinking about that may retire after this. Bill Belichick, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan. Those are some guys, I mean, that are... Honestly, Edelman and Hogan definitely have some gas left in the tank, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ended it all on top. What are your takes on the New England retirement watch?
Well, I know earlier this week, Brady came out and said there's 0% chance I'm retiring. This is not my last game. So I guess we can stop that. He's not going to retire. But I don't know. Edelman...
I really wish he would.
Yeah, I know. We all do. I really think Edelman will probably stick it out for a couple more years. I could see Hogan, if they win one, going out. And I think Gronkowski, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's going to retire. But I don't know about Belichick. I think Belichick might hang around until after Tom Brady just to see if he can do it without him. Just to prove something to Tom.
I don't know. I think Belichick and Brady might go out together, like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. But honestly, I agree with you with the Gronkowski thing, but I think it might be switched with the Edelman and Hogan. I think Edelman's more likely to retire than Hogan is because I think Hogan's a little bit younger. They might end up being the same age. I can't remember, but I mean, Hogan's still got, I guess, a desire, a hunger to make some more money. I think Edelman's just kind of like, all right, I've been here, I've made my rings, but I can also see him. He's Brady's number one sidekick, so I could see him hanging on. trying to build that resume for Canton Hall of Fame.
So Edelman is 32 and Hogan is 30.
That sounds about right. I mean, like I said, I think in the end, I think both of them will stick around, but I think Hogan's more likely to try to stay around and make some more money. But I can also see Edelman sticking around too. I think, honestly, I think someone we're not really talking about are the McCourty brothers. I mean, I think this is it for Jason. If Jason gets a Super Bowl ring here, Jason's the one that spent like his entire career with the Browns, and this is his first Super Bowl. Awesome moment after the AFC Championship game where he said, I get my own ticket this time. I'm not Devin's guest, because obviously Devin's been there his whole career, so he gets to go almost every year. So now Jason gets to go, which is an awesome moment. So maybe they get a ring and call it quits together.
Yeah,
as brothers.
I mean, they're both 31.
I think Gronkowski's definitely out, and I think that's definitely a step in the right direction to get Brady in check to end the Brady era.
Let's hope so. Who knows? Knowing Bill Belichick, he'll find some freak from like northern Iowa that's going to replace Gronkowski at tight end.
It's funny you say that because I think one of the tight ends in this draft is from Iowa.
See, he's
one of the good ones
too. One other thing about the Patriots, did you know that they're paying for Josh Gordon to go to rehab and everything? And like, if they win a Super Bowl, he's still technically on the team, so he gets a Super Bowl ring.
No, but that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, honestly, I really commend them for that. Josh Gordon needs help. He's obviously got a really bad addiction. He's got substance abuse problems. And, I mean, I just want to see him. He's such a great player, and he's such a great guy. I just want to see him succeed. So, as much as I dislike the Patriots, I really commend them for helping him through this. I know for them it's kind of selfish reasons, like we just kind of want you back on the field. But, I mean, seeing the grand picture of things, at the end of the day, you just want to see this guy get better. And I think it's really awesome that they're doing that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, normally their motto is, all right, you're done. Let's cut you. You're out. But for them to stick with him, they must see something in him that we don't. So I hope he can get it back together and get back there on the field. Did you have anything else?
Sure. I mean, I was just going to say, adding on to that, I mean, if he gets a chip, that's pretty cool. Even though he played like 4 games for the Patriots, 5, 6 maybe.
Yeah, I think.
But still, I mean, get him a chip and wave it in Jarvis's face.
Right.
Maybe Hugh Jackson.
So another NFL news, Jason Garrett will not be extended by the Cowboys. So basically he's on a 1-year prove-it deal for the rest of his contract to see if he can get re-signed by them.
Honestly, Jerry Jones makes a lot of weird moves, but I think this is the best move he's made in a while, other than trading for Amari Cooper, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Garrett has been lackluster his entire career. He's barely done anything. When they actually do make the playoffs, he's like 1 and done. They may beat the Seahawks like they did this time, and then they get stomped by the Rams. I mean, I don't know. And then he's got such talent around him, man. Like, just come in a weak division of all things. Like, this is the weakest we've seen the NFC East in a while. I mean, the poor Redskins were going through injury battles like no other. Giants still can't figure themselves out, and the Eagles were having
quarterback
a Super Bowl hangover. So, I mean, yeah, quarterback issues too. But, I mean, like, they've got all the pieces. Their defense is on the rise. They've got a superstar running back, a serviceable quarterback in Dak Prescott. I mean, they just got Amari Cooper, who is slowly turning into a top 15, top 10 wide receiver in the league again. But I don't know how this man does it. It's kind of like he's like the Mike Tomlin of the NFC. Like, him and Ron Rivera, no offense, man. But, I mean, year after year, they do decent, and then they never really go far. And some of these guys, I don't see how they have a job.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously. What do you think about it?
No, I agree. I mean, you brought up Ron Rivera. I feel like he is on almost the exact same thing that Garrett's on. He has like a 1-year prove it or you're out. And I mean, Garrett's been there so long, like that team might just need a change.
I guess we'll have to see how Kellen Moore does. Honestly, that was a really big surprise hire at OC after Scott Linehan obviously got fired. I was surprised because I honestly didn't know that. I mean, for a while, I had to do some research. I didn't know Kellen Moore retired because I knew he was in the league like a few years ago. But, I mean, I guess now he's a coach, and good for him.
I think he was
way to rise through the ranks.
Actually the Cowboys quarterback coach last year.
Yeah, but I mean, for a while, he was a Cowboys quarterback.
Yeah,
so
he was like
that was really weird because I was like, when did he make that change?
Yeah, he was like their second or third stringer for a while. So
yeah, I mean, good for him though. Way to get up there. Way to rise through the ranks.
Yeah,
hopefully,
man.
honestly, I'm really excited to see what he can do. Rise there. I mean, they better watch themselves. If he looks good this year, he might get a head coaching offer next year. The way the league is going, trying to find the next Sean McVay.
Seriously, he's young too, or relatively, he's like 30-something. So, in other NFL news, Melvin Gordon came out and said that he's going to wait and see how much money Le'Veon Bell garners before he tries to sign an extension with the Chargers. Your thoughts on that?
I think Melvin is just doing himself the best way he can. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like that Khalil Mack situation last summer where he was waiting on Aaron Donald before he signed a deal himself. He needs to estimate his worth. And obviously, it's not really a situation where honestly, in my opinion, I don't see Le'Veon and Melvin Gordon being quite equal in the market. They're definitely both top 10, but I don't see them being like quite head-to-head like Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack are. But I think it's great to see. I don't know. He's got to secure the bag some way, somehow. So I think this is a good strategy by him. And honestly, because Le'Veon's going to make a big splash. He's going to be a revolutionary for the running back market, I think he's going to pull in a lot of cash, and I think Melvin's just got to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this is what every running back's going to do. I dread the day that Christian McCaffrey becomes a free agent and wants $100 million or something wild like that, but I'm sure it'll happen. But yeah, I think Lev's going to set the bar, and then everybody's just going to try and top him and top him and top him until somebody, probably like Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, somebody like that is going to want $120 million, and they're going to end up getting it. And that's just how the NFL is going, which, I mean, good for the players. Get your money. Can't fault them.
Would you rather give a lot of money to Le'Veon Bell, or would you rather give it to somebody like Christian McCaffrey or Kamara? And don't be biased here because you like McCaffrey.
McCaffrey or Kamara just because they're younger. And, yeah, just because they're younger. That's the only reason.
I don't know. I know Le'Veon's very versatile in the passing game, but to me, and maybe it is the age factor, but I see McCaffrey and Kamara being more valuable in the passing game.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But another thing is McCaffrey and Kamara haven't been paid yet, so we don't know if they're going to turn into divas, kind of like Le'Veon is after he got paid. So I guess we'll see.
Obviously, I'm not a Saints or a Panthers fan, and neither of these guys are on my heavily followed radar. I mean, they both seem like pretty good guys. I don't know. I could see Kamara being a diva, but I don't know about McCaffrey.
I could agree. I mean, McCaffrey, I don't know. Kamara might have NFL ties, but Christian McCaffrey's dad is Ed McCaffrey, so he has somebody who's done it before who's going to keep him. And he's really close with his family. I follow him on social media, and he's constantly at their house, or they're always together. So he's really close with his family.
I mean, I'm excited to see when that day arises. But I mean, for now, let's look at the NBA world.
Yeah, man.
Tell me what you think about that.
Jump on over there. So I guess we'll start with the giant news of the New York Knicks trading Kristaps Porzingis to the Dallas Mavericks, which pretty much shocked everyone. But they traded Kristaps Porzingis. Who are the rest? Kristaps Porzingis, Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr. for Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., and DeAndre Jordan, and 2 picks. I believe 1 first rounder in 2021 and 1 first rounder in 2023. So that's the big news.
I don't know if I like the Knicks strategy here. It's really a cornerstone, but I see what they're trying to do. It's very clear what they're trying to do. They're trying to make room for Kyrie and KD. And I mean, that's all good and all, but I mean, all it takes is one of those players signing to a different team and your entire strategy is ruined. Because I mean, I don't know if AD would quite fit that hole the way they need Kyrie and KD to do. And it all happened so fast, man. I mean, it was just like everyone was speculating Anthony Davis, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, Kristaps Porzingis wants a trade,
dude.
And then like an hour later, it was like, all right, he's traded to the Mavericks. And I'm like, what?
It was like 45 minutes. Really
yeah, seriously. Like it happened in like a blink of an eye. Like I think I was in class, and at the beginning of class, I got the notification. It was like, oh, he wants to be traded. And I was like, that's not going to happen. And then by the end of class, I was like, oh crap, it happened.
Yeah, I mean,
but
go ahead.
The only cool thing about this is that Porzingis gets to play with Luka Doncic, and I think that's the coolest part about it. But other than that, one of my best friends. He's a Knicks fan. I just feel so bad for him. He's a little heartbroken.
Yeah,
shout out to Jacoby.
I mean, they're banking on signing Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Like that's the only play here. I mean, they freed up. I think it was $79 million in cap space, something like that. Which, I mean, is a ridiculous amount, but, like, I don't know. Dennis Smith Jr., yeah, you're super young. He's, like, 23. But I don't think him and Kyrie could play together. So if they sign Kyrie, I don't know how that's going to work because they both are ball-dominant guards. And I love it from the Dallas side. I love it, especially if you can sign Kristaps back, which I think they will be able to do because I know he wants to become an unrestricted free agent. But I think with Mark Cuban, Luka, and Dirk, I think they'll be able to talk him into re-signing and just have two super young cornerstones. Like, Kristaps is only 23 or 24, and Luka's 18. Like, that's wild.
Got a lot of foreign affairs going on in Dallas.
Yeah.
But,
for real.
What was I going to say? Oh, I think, honestly, what I think is, I think the Knicks are trying to build their backcourt. I mean, it's kind of like what the Celtics are doing right now with Kyrie, Marcus Smart, and Terry Rozier. Dominant with Kyrie, Frank Ntilikina, and Dennis Smith Jr. I could see DSJ coming off the bench and then maybe starting Frank at the 2. Because, I mean, Frank is he's not going to put up a lot of points on offense, but he shuts people down on defense. So
yeah,
I can see that.
He's a lockdown defender.
Being really dominant because it's going to be the Kyrie KD show featuring Frank on defense.
Yeah, probably. So that was a huge trade, and then there's another trade happening before the Thursday deadline of Anthony Davis. He requested a trade, and he said, anybody who trades for me, it's going to be a 1-year stop, and I want to be a Laker. But the Lakers offered a really poor deal in the Pelicans' eyes. They offered Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, and Michael Beasley, and a first-round pick for Anthony Davis, and they haven't even got a phone call back. So clearly the Pelicans are not very interested in that, but we'll see.
In my opinion, that's not even a bad trade package. I mean, that's two great young players, a locker room. I don't know if I'd call Rondo a locker room leader. I'd call him a nice veteran player, to say the least. And then, who was the other person you said?
Michael Beasley.
Yeah, that's kind of like hey, we got these 3 guys, we're going to waive you, okay?
Yeah, that's just a throw-in.
Did you see the few weeks ago when Michael Beasley came out in the wrong shorts?
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I don't understand what the Pelicans are going for. I saw this one tweet that was absolutely hilarious, where it was just basically the Pelicans asking for the world. It was like, we'll give you Anthony Davis for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Ivan Zubac, Kyle Kuzma, 2 first-round picks, and in a review of the pass interference call
Yeah.
against the Rams. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, that's what they asked for. See, if I was the Lakers, this is what I would offer. I'd offer Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram, and a first-round pick. I want to keep Josh Hart, and I want to keep Zubac.
So basically just, like, blow up their past, like,
Yes.
2 or 3 first-round picks.
Yes, for Anthony Davis, he's 24, and he's under contract for another year.
Him and Braun would be amazing to play together. I think, honestly, Anthony Davis might be the best. If that happens, Anthony Davis might be the best player LeBron has ever played with.
Oh, for sure, bro.
I'm waiting for them to get Damian Lillard. They've been talking about getting Damian Lillard since, like, LeBron signed there, and it's never happened. I want that to happen so bad. I think that'd be so cool.
What's crazy, too, is speaking of the Blazers, they, this morning, offered, like, they've put out on the trade block their first-round pick for this year. So I don't know if they're trying to make a championship push or what.
I don't know. It's just, I'd like it to. Because, I mean, I remember back in my day, back a few years back when they had Dridge, Damian Lillard, back before C.J. McCollum was even, like, a thought. When they had, like, Wesley Matthews and Nick Batum and Robin Lopez. That was my favorite Portland Trailblazers team that I can remember in, like, the past few years.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those are the good old days, man.
Here's another idea. So the Celtics technically can't trade for Anthony Davis unless they trade Kyrie Irving. But this morning, Kyrie was asked, how do you feel about re-signing with Boston? And he said, ask me again on July 1st. And then walked away. If I'm the Celtics, I would try and trade Kyrie and, like, a couple draft picks for Anthony Davis. Right now.
Well, I mean, the Celtics have no problem with trading star point guards. I mean, just look at Isaiah Thomas.
That's true.
Anthony Davis's dad actually had a really awesome quote saying that he doesn't want AD to ever land in Boston because they're so unloyal to their players. I mean, Isaiah, and I've stuck by this for a long time. I've been kind of mad at the Celtics for how they did Isaiah Thomas. I mean, they just did him dirty. I mean, he gave that city his heart and soul, and they traded him away for, like, nothing.
I mean, dude, he played that one playoff game, like, 8 hours after his sister died. Like,
exactly. Like, it's just, he literally put the city on his back, and they treat him like garbage.
Yeah, he makes me sad, dude. He signed a 1-year veterans minimum contract with the Nuggets this year, like, and he still hasn't played a game because of his hip injury. Like, he got hurt for that city, and they didn't even re-sign him. They traded him away for nothing.
It's despicable to me. But, I mean, I'm really curious to see where AD lands. Like you said, we got a whole week ahead of us where the trade deadline might happen. I mean, obviously it's going to happen, but whether or not the trade happens is another story. But I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
I think it happens. If it's going to happen, I think they'll news drop it like tomorrow morning. Mess up the whole Super Bowl Sunday for everybody because everybody will be talking about Anthony Davis being traded. I could just see that happening.
It messing up Super Bowl Sunday, is that what you said?
Yeah, like them dropping the news that Anthony Davis has been traded like tomorrow morning.
That'd be a good strategy.
I mean, I feel like they've been doing that all week. The NBA.
The city of New Orleans is kind of petty, saying if we can't be in the Super Bowl, we're going to mess up the Super Bowl for everybody else.
Right. All right, did you have anything else for this week's episode?
I think that might be it. I think we just got to sit back and relax and enjoy one last good game of football before we head into full off-season mode. And I'm excited to dive into a whole bunch of off-season topics we can talk about, like the draft and the combine and free agency. That's the good stuff. That's the meat and potatoes. So.
Here's one thing. Give me a score prediction. I know you got the Patriots, but what do you think the score is going to be?
Ooh. I'm going to say 35-31.
Ooh, I like that one.
What about you?
I was going to say 28-24 Rams. So
Ooh,
with
I
that
like that too.
with that
'cause
being
that's like-
said, oh, what were you saying? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's cool because it plays on the fact that like the Rams would hold the picture. I like the narrative behind it. I like what you're going with, and honestly, I hope that happens, but we'll see.
Yeah, me too. More than anything, man. But enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Don't drink and drive.
Yes,
Enjoy the
very
Super Bowl.
important. Be safe.